Smile, John.
Good evening. It's June 30th, 2025. We're in Studio 4B today, and it's my pleasure and distinct honor to be speaking with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today?
Very good, sir. Thank you.
I like your beautiful outfit you have on. You look very sharp.
Yeah?
And you look very nice. You look very handsome in your new outfit.
Oh, boy.
How are you feeling today?
Huh?
How are you feeling today?
Good, good.
I get lots of text messages. People want to know what's the JJ in your name for.
What?
John J. Jeckovich. What's the JJ stand for?
John Joseph Jacob.
Okay. So it's John Joseph Jacob Jeckovich.
Yeah.
So your full initials would be JJ.
Right.
I'll be damned.
4 J's.
4 J's. Wow. That's a lot. How was your dinner today?
That's good.
Yeah, you look like you're doing quite well. Mr. Jeckovich from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Yeah, listen, boys and girls, it's a short dance around the sun. Mr. Jeckovich said in one of his podcasts a few months ago that he blinked his eyes at 20 years old, and now he's 100, right?
Right.
Where'd the 80 years go?
I don't know. Gone.
Who the hell knows?
Never get it back.
You're never going to get it back. Father Time waits for nobody. You'll never beat Father Time. I assure you that. You'll never beat Father Time. So it is a short dance around the sun so younger people listening today enjoy every day. Every day's a gift. You'll look and say, oh, I'll never be 100 years old like Mr. Jeckovich, but he just said the fact. He blinked his eyes at 20 and you're 100. So good goes by quickly. It goes by quickly. You know, if you're 40 years old now, unfortunately, you have less than a 5% chance to make it to 100. It's not an easy task. Besides Mr. Jeckovich, I asked several people the other day if they knew of anybody that's 100, and they all said no. I don't know of anybody. I just simply don't. So take a look at him. He's in fine shape. He reads through newspapers in the morning, a couple books, always learning, always learning. And he has a great purpose in life, a great purpose in life. He does these podcasts every night. He enjoys it. So it's a beautiful thing. You got to have goals. Got to have goals. Yeah. He reads those newspapers with no glasses. You can squeeze your hand and knock you to the ground. Mr. Jeckovich never took a prescription.
Oh, I got that doctor this morning.
Oh, great.
I put it on real tight. He says, my God, you got a good time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. It's an honest thing. So you had a good time meeting with him today.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Good guy. Yeah. So you gave him a grip that almost knocked him to the ground.
Yeah.
I know your great-grandkids say, when Mr. Jeckovich squeezes my hand, boy, they hurts. So you're strong as hell. He never took a prescription, never took a vitamin, jogged for 80 years. Did you smoke?
No.
Did you drink?
No.
I'll be damned. What a fine specimen. What a fine specimen. Take a look. Look at your screen. If you have any questions for Mr. Jeckovich, simply text them at 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. He'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have, or if you want to just talk to him, give him a call. During World War II, there were 16 million beautiful young men and women participating in the war. 16 million 400,000 participating in World War II, young Americans. Now we're down to less than 5,000 of the frontline combat infantry fighters like Mr. Jeckovich. There you go. And we're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. So now's your time. You want to ask? Text it out. Call him. He's here. He'll answer you. Yeah. Because most of the times when you're reading these history books you watch on TV, it's not the real deal. It's great embellishments after one embellishment after another about the war. This is a real deal. He'll shoot you straight. During World War II, Mr. Jeckovich was shot in the shoulder by a sniper, beat up, stabbed, bombed, dirty bomb, by the way.
Lost a hip.
Lost a hip. Still has shrapnel in his body, trench foot, and frostbite. How's that frostbite?
It bothers me yet. I'll never get rid of it.
80 years later. 80 years later. He's still bothered by frostbite. What is the pain factor? What level?
I have 7.
Yeah.
7 to 10.
Not a nice way to live. That's all from World War II. That's a fact. That's a fact. We learned so many things from World War II. It's one learning experience after another, but let's just talk about frostbite. Next winter, when you're out skiing or sledding, if you do get a case of frostbite, don't run into the ski lodge and sit by the burning fireplace. Stay outside, make a little snowball, and rub that on the frostbited area. You'll get the blood circulating again. A little trick they all learn. When Mr. Jeckovich was in the Battle of the Bulge, it was the coldest winter of record. The coldest winter of record. How many months did you stay outside for?
I never went inside, never stayed in the house, I stayed in the barns. Stayed in the barns.
Yeah, you jump from barn to barn. If not, you just stay outside. The coldest winter of record. And he made it. Thank God he made it. His mother and his beautiful friend Renee prayed the rosary for him every night. Maybe this is the reason why, I don't know. But he made it, but they never were in a house. Why would you never go into a house?
Oh, you get zeroed in on it.
Get zeroed in on it, yeah. You would get zeroed in. How about that one time you told us a couple months ago that you were in a barn and Patton showed up? What happened there?
Patton got us, well, Post didn't hide the Jeep good enough, Patton caught it.
And then
He
what
gets to
happened
3 o'clock, it's pouring rain outside, comes inside, we're sleeping in the barn.
Oh, yeah?
He said, what are you guys doing up? Get your ass up, get out, get the next checkpoint, get out of here, go, 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 go.
So that was it then, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I found out most of your documents from World War II were burned in a big fire in St. Louis. We recovered some documents I have in front of me now when you got drafted and stated that you were living at 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah. What was the neighborhood like?
Right?
What was the neighborhood like?
That beautiful neighborhood now, it's the dump now, it's the dump.
What do you think happened?
It went to hell.
It went to hell. You had a mile across the bridge. Niagara Falls, Ontario is like Disney.
Yeah.
Beautiful, thriving, 5-star hotels, 5-star restaurants, souvenir shops, towers where you take it to the top and have a nice dinner up there. Beautiful rose gardens, beautiful tulip gardens.
Well, we got the mafia running Niagara Falls.
Yeah. And they ran it into the ground.
Yeah. From there to New York City.
Yeah, the bastards ran it into the ground. Now it's 100% ghetto.
Yeah.
An interesting side note, many immigrants from 100-some years ago, they would seem to go to Buffalo, New York or Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It was very thriving. And the immigrants came in over 100 years ago. They came to work. They're hard workers, 3 jobs. They wanted to make New York better. They wanted to make good for their family. Mr. Jeckovich's father was that way. He came to work. He worked very hard. He worked 3 jobs. One night on his 3rd job, mixing cement by hand, he had a massive heart attack, and that was it. He came to work. These guys were never offered anything, nor would they ever take anything. But look at today, how things have changed. 20 million plus immigrants, and they come here to work the system,
Yeah.
not to work. You see them, what do you see every night what they're doing?
Yeah.
Protesting.
Yeah. They're complaining. They're complaining.
What a difference.
19 minutes.
And you know why we call this the greatest generation of all time? They didn't bitch. They didn't complain. They just went to the war and they fought. They were told to do it. They did it. They're very patriotic. And they have great empathy. They're great, very patriotic, and they have great empathy. And this is like one of the reasons why we call this the greatest generation of all time. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Just stand by, please. I'm turning to some pages here. Stand by. Yeah.
See what we're doing with riots.
What's that?
See what we're doing with
No, we will do the riots after this, Mr. Jeckovich. We have to just do a few things. We still got studio times on up here. Mr. Jeckovich was part of the most selfless and courageous operation in the history of humankind. He was in the Battle of Bulge, and he held Bastogne. What did they tell you about Bastogne?
Hold it.
Hold it. They're at the wrong place at the wrong time. Psychotic Hitler decided to attack Bastogne through the Ardennes Forest, coldest winter of record. And the Ardennes Forest is very populated forest. The trees are close together, almost impossible to bring troops through, tanks through, and equipment. However, the Nazis did it. Mr. Jeckovich's and troops were surrounded by 600,000 combat Nazis and about 6,000 tanks. They were told under no circumstances to do what? Hold it.
Yeah, hold it.
And what happens if you didn't hold it?
But we'd be talking German.
You'd have no rights, and you'd be speaking German today. That's how important it was to hold Bastogne. So, and they couldn't get air support because the weather was horrible. They couldn't get supplies. They couldn't get more ammunition. And they couldn't get paratroopers. They couldn't get air support to start bombing and shooting the Germans below. The skies were bad. They were dark. They were cloudy. The weather was horrible. But on the 4th day, it broke up. Now we got paratroopers coming in, and we got ammunition being dropped. We got food. And the air support's starting to shoot down and bomb many of the cities.
Reinforcements coming in too.
And reinforcements. And unfortunately, Bastogne was a bloodbath. Those guys are told to hold it. There was 96 to 97% casualty. All the white snow now is red. Blood.
16 minutes.
Everywhere. Bodies everywhere. When Mr. Jeckovich came into the war, he was affectionately called, because of his young age, the diaper division.
33s.
33 is the military code for teenagers. But what happened next is that they held Bastogne, and now they received another nickname which sticks to them to this day. Now they're called the Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. The Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. Mr. Jeckovich was part, once again, of the most selfless and courageous operation in the history of all mankind. Mr. Jeckovich and many other soldiers left their homes to help out complete strangers with whom they had nothing in common. They were just complete strangers, right?
Oh, yeah.
You had nothing in common.
No.
They had nothing in common at all. How can we be worthy of their legacy? How can we be worthy of their legacy? I don't know. But may we be worthy of their legacy. Who knows? We'll see, but they're certainly the greatest generation of all time. They had great patriotism and empathy. Great patriotism and empathy. Without empathy, you have nothing. Without empathy, you're just an animal. Empathy is the glue to civilization. Empathy is the glue to mankind. It's the glue. Without empathy, you have nothing. Empathy is the glue to humanity. Without humanity, what do you have? You have absolutely nothing. It said here in the documents when you were waived in, when you were first drafted, you weighed 187 pounds. How much you weigh now?
151.
You have a lot of catching up to do. You have a lot of catching up to do. And the interesting fact we also recovered was when the war was finally over, said and done, Uncle Sam said they were going to give you a mustering out pay.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
$300, $100 a month.
Yeah, a mustering out pay, for those who don't know, is the pay to get your civilian life back in order, to make you whole again. So Mr. Jeckovich and others, their mustering out pay was $300 to get his life back in civilian life, and they paid him at the rate of $100 a month for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then the kindness of Colonel J. Harris, he said, not only that, give Mr. Jeckovich an additional $21.95. What was that for?
Transportation.
Yeah, and this is all public record, just $21.95 to take the long bus ride home.
Yeah.
To take the long bus ride home. But during the war, Mr. Jeckovich was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, American Campaign Medal, European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal with 3 Bronze Stars, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with Germany Clasp, Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter Badge with Carbine, Pistol, and Machine Gun Bars, Marksman Badge with Rifle Bar, and Honorable Service Lapel Button from World War II. Yeah. Imagine a 19-year-old boy being awarded all those medals. Imagine that. So may we be worthy of their legacy. I don't know how, but we'll try.
Oop.
That's all right. I don't know how, but we'll try. Let's see. We're really bombarded with text messages. Do you feel like answering any up to it?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the time frame here? I mean, we're way backed up on the book, but these text messages just keep flowing.
11 minutes.
Okay. Here we go. Take it from the top. This is today's printing.
All
At
right.
3:41 p.m. June 30th, 2025. Where were you born and raised, Mr. Jeckovich?
3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York.
And tell us about your family like there. What was the streets like? What was the house like?
The city was beautiful then. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shamble now.
Yeah, but what was it like when you were a boy? Tell us what the house looked like. Describe it to us.
Well, it was modest.
Uh-huh.
The streets were clean all the time.
Well, tell us about your house. Wasn't that the first house you ever had a bathtub in?
Oh yeah, we used to have no, we had a shower too.
Okay. So that was the first of the first, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was great excitement.
We used to sit in a bathtub in the kitchen.
Yeah. So you had your actual own bathroom, shower, bathtub,
And good heat.
and what?
Good heat.
Good heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about the heat system.
Well, the heat. We had that big furnace down in the basement. Did a good job.
And what did you have to feed it?
Cold. Once you got it started, you couldn't let it go out.
And did you have to feed that during the middle of the night?
Pico.
What's it called?
Pico, real small coal.
Did you have to feed that in the middle of the night?
Well, if you banked it right, you could get through the whole night.
I see. Did he keep the house nice and hot?
Huh?
Nice and warm?
Oh, yeah, that was great.
And what did you do? That pea coal creates a huge abundance of ash. What did you do with the ash?
Fill all the holes in the alley.
Was there a lot of holes?
Well, yeah, wasn't paved or nothing.
And tell us, was it a one-story or two-story house?
It was a two-story house.
Did you live upstairs or downstairs?
I lived upstairs. Well, no, when before I got married, Horb lived upstairs.
And then what happened to Horeb?
Well, when I got married, we kicked him out, and I went upstairs, and he bought a house across the street.
And he lived there to his death.
Yeah.
I heard Horeb was a very nice man.
Yeah, he was a nice guy, yeah.
Good guy, yeah.
Yeah.
So let me try to understand this. Before 3063 Orleans Avenue, tell us about your living conditions.
At the house?
Before you moved into Orleans Avenue, where did you live?
Oh, we lived on 13th Street.
How was that?
That was terrible.
Why?
We were right next to Lang's Bakery.
Well, next to a bakery?
Yeah.
What else were you next to?
The street was terrible. It was a rundown city there.
And 13th Street? Was that close to East Fall Street?
Yeah.
But what did you have bars next to you?
The bars were next to me, yeah.
And how'd that go?
Yeah, well, that was always righteous that over till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Did you smell a lot of booze?
Yeah.
How about cigarettes coming through the bars?
No, I didn't get too much cigarettes though. No.
But you smelled the booze.
Yeah.
So that was on 13th Street. Where else did you live?
Well, we lived on Niagara Street for a while.
Niagara Street and what?
Niagara Street and 27th.
Oh, that was near Croysdale's.
Yeah.
That was close to Croysdale's where you worked the sheet metal.
Yeah.
But wasn't it interesting on all the places you lived, the way the town was set up then? You had businesses right next door. In some cases, you had a bakery and a
Laundromat and everything else, yeah.
and everything was built next to the residence, which is kind of cool. Today, you could never do that, but I think it'd be a beautiful idea. So you're right next to Croysdale. How was that house on Niagara Street, 27th Street?
Niagara Street, it was a modest house, well kept.
I see. So that was those places you rented, right?
Rented.
Yeah, you rented, right?
Yeah.
So what you did now, your family did, your father scrimped and saved every penny to put a down payment down on 3063 Orleans Avenue.
Yeah.
And then who financed it?
The building.
Belden. And then every month you take the mortgage payments yourself in person via cash, and the mortgage was like $47, right?
Yeah, a month, yeah.
Yeah, $47 a month. Man, how times have changed.
Yeah.
What a simple thing. The builder takes a few $1,000s down, if not less, and then they finance the family for $47 a month, and that's it. No stories. Now, shit, you can't even buy a permit for that.
Well, Clint's doing that now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that houses were very reasonable where young couples could get by.
Yeah.
Today, unfortunately, young couples can't afford a house.
Well, I bought that house for $36,000.
Yeah. And now look at how crazy everything is today. Young couples are working 2 jobs. Hectic bills, crazy insurance, homeowners insurance is through the roof. And if you've got a claim, they don't pay nothing anyways. The real estate taxes are just absolutely astronomical. We'll give you briefly a real live example. Let's see. I think it was 2004 or 2005. We bought an investment house in Miami, and it wasn't it was a nice neighborhood, don't get me wrong, but it's no way, shape or form of a mansion, no extremes. It was just a nice house. I think it was like 3,100 or 3,500 square feet. And the house, we paid, it was like $640 or $650. Now, that was 2004 or 5, one of those. Now you and the taxes then were like about $9,000 a year. Now if you fast forward to 2025, the tax bill came in, and there was great appreciation in that neighborhood. Everything went through the roof. Now it's appraised at approximately $9 million, and the taxes are $92,000 a year. So the real estate taxes are absolutely criminal. It's just absolutely criminal, the amount of taxes they're charging these people on these houses. And they're not giving you any service. They're not giving you any service. It's absolutely criminal. It really is. How these taxes have gone through the roof. Yeah. It's a shame. If you have any questions of Mr. Jeckovich, ask him. His mind is like the library. He did many things. And you can ask him questions from A to Z. It doesn't have to be about the war. It can be about anything. For example, how many years were you married?
69.
See? You want a question about marriage? Who the hell else would be better to answer than someone that has a 69-year long and wonderful marriage? Unfortunately, in Florida last year, there was 90,000 divorces, mostly because
Money.
money. See, the honeymoon phase gets over quickly. Minutes, please. The honeymoon phase gets over quickly, reality sets in, and now everyone's working. Everyone's working and struggling just to get by. And that puts a lot of stress on couples, puts a lot of stress on the family. It just totally at times could destroy your relationship. That's called grinding it out. Grinding it out. You don't want to grind out your life. So me and Mr. Jeckovich were speaking a couple weeks ago about getting some ideas for these younger couples to become entrepreneurs and some type of business they could start and get away from the 9 to 5 and
It's tough to do, though.
Huh?
Tough to do.
Yes, it's tough to do. It's tough to do.
You gotta have a talent to start a business.
Yeah, we mentioned the laundromats.
Yeah.
We mentioned to them all types of little businesses, and we were just putting something in a direction for them to start thinking.
Yeah.
That's all, because grinding it out is a long.
I was putting wallpaper up too. I never did wallpaper before. I was
Yeah.
in business. I had a business.
You had good talent at putting up
And it's
wallpaper.
not a bad business, everybody likes wallpaper
Yeah,
nowadays.
everyone likes his office.
What?
Yeah.
Office has wallpaper. Everyone loves wallpaper.
Nobody knows how to
And
put it up.
And you can't find a talent to do it. Minutes.
Minute and 40.
So minutes, wallpaper is a good business. So we're gonna keep on throwing stuff out there about how young families could do it. We don't have the answer, but we give you ideas for you to do what you like. It's basically find something that you like.
You gotta love something to do before you do it. You gotta like it.
Yes, find something that you like, and let's keep your fingers crossed it makes money, and then just keep duplicating it. It'd be great as a husband and wife team to find a business that works.
See, I had a snowplow business. I did good. I like the snowplow.
Yeah, you had a snowplow business
That's a
too.
good one. Yeah, here in Florida, they need pool cleaners.
They need pool cleaners,
Yeah.
lawn services,
Yeah.
Lawn service, yeah.
like construction. I mean, we'll keep on throwing stuff out there, but it'd be up to you to make yourself a plan and just do it. Because you don't want to be grinding it out forever. Minutes?
40 seconds.
So.
Take a while to get going.
What's that?
It'll take a while to get going on it.
Yeah. But if they're working together and they're bringing a little bit of money in,
Yeah.
that's a good start.
Yeah.
Did you like your snowplow business?
Oh, yeah. I like the laundromat too.
Was your laundromat your favorite business?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Tell us about it. How'd that work?
I was there for 18 years,
And how did
and
it
I
work?
did everything there but the motors. We had to send the motors out. But it was all hydraulic, all gravity.
And you made a good living at it.
Huh?
You made a decent living at it.
Oh, yeah.
Minutes.
3 seconds. We'll pick it up tomorrow.